Right now, you are doing the most dangerous thing you will do all day. You're not driving, you're not smoking, you're sitting. And your body is treating it as an emergency. Within minutes of sitting down, the electrical activity in your legs drops. The enzymes that pull fat from your blood slow by 90%. Your body decides the muscles below your waist are no longer needed, and it quietly starts shutting them down. You do this for about 9.5 hours every day. Your ancestors' bodies never got that memo, because for 300,000 years, there was no chair. This is the story of how a piece of furniture rewired the human body, and who profits from keeping you in it. In 1953, a British doctor named Jerry Morris compared two groups of men, London bus drivers who sat all day, and bus conductors who climbed the stairs collecting tickets. Same buses, same routes, same class, same weather. The drivers had twice the rate of heart attacks. It was the first hard evidence that sitting itself could kill. Half a century later, a scientist at the Mayo Clinic went further. His name was James Levine. He sewed motion sensors into people's underwear and tracked every twitch of their bodies for years. His conclusion made headlines around the world. Sitting, he said, is more dangerous than smoking. We are sitting ourselves to death. Studies tied long sitting to heart disease, diabetes, and early death. The headlines called it the new smoking. So the story should be simple. Chairs kill. Stand up. But then someone actually checked our ancestors, and the story fell apart. In northern Tanzania live the Hadza, one of the last hunter-gatherer peoples on Earth. They walk miles every day. No chairs, no offices. If sitting is a modern disease, they should barely rest at all. In 2019, an anthropologist named David Reichland decided to measure it. His team strapped activity sensors to the thighs of Hadza adults. For weeks, the devices recorded every minute of their day. When the data came back, it looked like a mistake. The Hadza were resting almost 10 hours a day, the same as a cubicle worker in Chicago. But their bodies showed none of the damage. Almost no heart disease, no diabetes, no back pain epidemic. The difference wasn't how long they rested, it was how. The Hadza don't sit, they squat, they kneel. They sit on the ground, legs folded, spine tall. In a deep squat, your legs never actually switch off. Calves, thighs, and back keep firing at a low, quiet level, like an engine idling instead of shutting down. The fat-clearing enzymes in the muscles keep working. A chair does the opposite. It carries your weight for you. Every muscle that should hold you up gets the day off, day after day, year after year. Your body isn't broken by rest. It's broken by support. So the real question isn't why we sit. Every human always has. The question is, who put the chair under us? For most of history, the chair was not furniture. It was a statement. In ancient Egypt, ordinary people squatted or knelt on mats. Chairs were for one kind of person, the kind with a throne. Tutankhamun was buried with 6 of them, covered in gold. In ancient Greece and Rome, the pattern repeated. The magistrate got a chair, everyone else got a bench or the floor. The word chairman still remembers this. The person who owned the chair owned the room. For thousands of years, sitting above the ground meant power over the people on it. Then something changed. Power figured out that chairs could work in the other direction too, not to elevate one person, but to hold millions of people still. In the 19th century, factories had a problem. Workers' bodies wandered. Attention wandered with them. A seated worker is a stationary worker. Easy to count, easy to supervise, easy to speed up. Schools copied the factory. Rows of bolted desks. Children drilled to sit still for hours. Sitting still became a moral virtue. Fidgeting became a disorder. By the time you entered school, the training was invisible. You spent your childhood being taught to ignore your own body. 12 years of practice. Then the office took over where the classroom stopped. Today, the average office worker is sedentary about 15 hours a day. Chair at breakfast. Chair in the car, chair at work, couch at night. Your spine compresses, your hip flexors shorten, your glutes forget their job. Doctors literally call it gluteal amnesia. Lower back pain is now the leading cause of disability on Earth. Over 600 million people live with it. But here is where the story turns, because somebody looked at all that pain and saw a market. In 1994, in Zeeland, Michigan, furniture maker Herman Miller held a meeting. 2 designers, Bill Stumpf and Don Chadwick, wheeled in a prototype, a strange black mesh chair that looked like a giant insect. Early focus groups hated it. The company gave it a name, the Aeron. Then the dot-com boom hit, and every startup wanted one. It became a status symbol, a throne for the digital age. Price tag? Over $1,000. Millions sold. The ergonomic chair industry had discovered something beautiful. The chair causes the pain, and a better chair can be sold as the cure. Lumbar support, adjustable armrests, tilt mechanisms, patches for a problem the product itself created. Then came the standing desk, a $6 billion industry selling you back your own legs. Then anti-fatigue mats, kneeling chairs, balance balls, posture apps. Notice the pattern. At no point does anyone suggest the obvious, because the obvious is free. Nobody is saying chairs are evil. A chair after a 20-mile hunt would be wonderful. The trade we made was real. Warm offices, safe work, longer lives. But you should know what was traded away. Your body still expects the Savannah schedule. Squat, walk, kneel, carry, rest, repeat. It reads 9 motionless hours as an injury, so it responds like an injured animal. It stiffens. It aches. Your back doesn't hurt because you are getting old. It hurts because you are a wild animal in furniture built for paperwork. The Hadza man resting in the shade owns almost nothing. No chair, no desk, no lumbar support, and his spine will outlast yours. You don't need a $1,000 throne. You need what you were built with: the floor, your heels, your own 2 legs. You are still a hunter-gatherer. You've just been upholstered.